All right, hello everyone. How are you? I'm trying to get settled in here. All right. So let me get settled so I can see your comments. It looks super shiny. Okay. Because I want to be able to see your comments so you guys can ask questions. Okay. We're good. Alright. So, for those coming across my YouTube channel, this is a live, so there's no editing or anything like that. So, if you don't like long videos, this might not be for you. So, there's no, editing stuff out. So, we're going to be talking about how to run smoother holiday sales. And, okay. So I asked you guys on my Instagram, what did you guys learn about your holiday sales, meaning Mother's Day that just passed? And I got a lot of responses, and a lot of them had to do with time management and dealing with people picking up and people flaking, and just a lot of that kind of stuff. Procrastination was a big one. So I decided to do a live to share some helpful tips with you guys. First and foremost, I don't run the perfect business. Literally what I come and share with you guys is just my experience, what I have learned, and hopefully it can help you. But I'm not saying that I'm perfect and my business is perfect, because it is not. Okay, and I do have my computer here because I have notes, or else I will forget what I'm talking about. Okay, so something a little about me. I am a planner. Okay, so I like to write down. I'm a journal person. I have a bunch of journals. Kimberly can attest to that. She says that I have too many. Why do I keep buying journals for? So I am a journal person. I like to write down what is going to happen throughout the day. If I have to go to the store, if I have to work on an order, all that stuff, that gets written down. I have it on my calendar, meaning my order is due today, whatever it is. I have it down, but I like to feel, I don't know, for me, there's a thing when I write things down on paper, it just gets stuck to me more. So you might be different. You might like more of the technology stuff and have like a online calendar or your notes and all that stuff. I am more of a journal person. So, and I have actually passed that on to my kids. I have, when I'm like with Emma, sometimes she goes, so what are we going to do today? So what's the plan? You know, cause she knows that I'm always like, this is what's going to happen today. After I pick you up from school, we're going to do this. And after that, we're going to, so I'm that type of person. Okay. That doesn't mean that I have it all together. That doesn't mean I'm not a procrastinator, because I'm a big procrastinator. Okay. But writing things down does help me. Okay. So, and I know you're like, well, duh, like that's a number one thing that you have to do is plan it out. But many of you guys kind of just have it in here what you need to do, but don't write it down or even put it on your notes of exactly what is going on. And I'm even talking, sometimes I write even timelines, you know, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm going to do this. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to do this. At 2 p.m. I'm going to go pick up my kids. Sometimes they look like that. Other times they're just written down of the tasks that I have to do for the day. Okay, so that's the first and foremost thing you want to do. Write down, be a planner, and write down exactly what you need to do for the day. Have it in your head. It's doesn't work all the time. Okay, so have that paper or journal or on your phone. Okay, so something I want to be, just keep it real with you guys and really not really talk about it, but kind of like go a little bit into it. If you're a procrastinator, I am one. Okay, I am a procrastinator. You have to kind of think about why I'm a procrastinator. There's different reasons, but I'm gonna tell you from my experience what I have experienced and what I've seen in my own life. If you are dealing with anxiety, depression, if you're dealing with a lot of life problems, if you're dealing with, family issues, if dealing with like weight related issues, that has a lot to do with your procrastination. Okay, so what I have experienced in my own life is when I eat a lot of junk food, I literally just want to lay down and pass out, and I'm lazy. I get lazy, and it's because I intake a lot of sugar. Okay, so that's something that I know of myself. Okay, and I know that when I have a lot of things going on in my personal life, I shut down. My brain is like working so much that it's just like, you know what? I just want to go to sleep. Like, I just want to shut down. I just want to watch Netflix. I just want to be on my phone. I don't want to do the work. And that has a lot to do with that we don't want to face the issues. And our brain is just tired. Our body is just mentally, we're just like, like I am all over the place. And that has a lot to do with the procrastination. We self-sabotage. Like, we know what we need to do, but we don't do it. And I ask myself all the time, why am I like this? Like, why, if I know that I need to get this done, I know that this is due tomorrow, why am I not working? Why am I sitting watching Netflix? Why am I on my phone? Why am I, this and that? Okay, so I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. Okay, if you're experiencing this and you go through this, you're not alone. It's not just you. Okay, a lot of us go through that. So there's a lot of self-talking. To what I do is I talk to myself a lot. It's literally dinner snap out of it, and it's being aware of that. If you're not aware of that, then you're gonna go through life being a procrastinator and just laying down and just watching Netflix and just shutting down all the time. And being aware of it, it's gonna help you immensely. So I'm not saying that I'm not a procrastinator no more. I'm not saying I have it all together. I know what to do. No, but I talk to myself a lot. I say, this is due tomorrow. You gotta get your crap together. It needs to get done. Okay? Because if I don't get it done, this is what's going to happen. I'm gonna give a half-ass job done to the order. It's not gonna look the way I promise it's going to look. I'm gonna be stressed. I'm gonna be crying. I'm gonna be, So I talk to myself a lot. So make sure that you are aware of the real problem. Like, why am I procrastinator? Or why am I not getting it done when I'm saying I'm gonna get it done? And if you're like, well, yeah, it's because I'm dealing with anxiety. I'm dealing with depression. I'm going through the family issues, my husband, all that stuff, kid related. Being aware of it is going to help you. Okay, but the first thing is to, become aware. Awareness is a big thing. Okay, and now that you kind of like know the issue, you're like, okay, now I understand why I don't get crap done sometimes. Now it's going to be easier for you to, when you're in that situation, to be like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm not getting it done because my body's shutting down, my brain is shutting down, and you just talk to yourself. Okay, so that's what has helped me. That's what I just literally tell myself, come on, Danara, get it together and just get it done. Get it over with. And once you are done with the order, you can do whatever you want. You can watch Netflix, you can, but get it done. Okay, so I want you guys to know that being an entrepreneur or having the side hustle and being in the baking business and stuff like that, it will bring a feeling of overwhelm. Like, you're gonna feel overwhelmed. Not all the time, but 95% of the time you will. Okay, that's just you running a business. That's just you being an entrepreneur. That's what we were called to do. Okay, so I want you to know that all business owners, entrepreneurs experience the overwhelmed feeling. It's not just you. Okay, but it's how we deal with it that makes the difference between some bakers and other bakers. So, and I know this is kind of stuff like kind of easy peasy, but I feel like some of you guys need to hear it. The more, when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling stressed and you're feeling very negative vibes going on, and you're inviting more of that energy into your life. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have a really bad night. Your cake pops are falling off the stick. Your chocolate is acting up. You're just like going crazy because everything's going wrong. Okay, And if you are coming from a place where just like you get yourself filled with anger and get yourself filled with just so much stress and so much like bad energy, you're inviting more of that. Okay, so when something bad is going on, you have to learn to stay calm. Stay calm and be like, okay, this is my K-pops are falling off the stick. What can I do? And just stay calm through the process. And it will make things better. Okay, but if you are just sitting there cursing and being in a bad mood to everyone and all of that, is you're just things are not going to get better because you're not in the right state of mind. Okay, so work on that first. Work on calming yourself down, stepping away, and be like, what can I do? What are my options? You know, this is the time that I have left. What can I do? How can I fix this? And you guys, I have been through situations, and I can sit here and tell you many stories of what I've gone through. The one that's popping in my head right now, one time I was doing character cake pops. I remember it was like, I forgot the name. It was character cake pops, and I literally I had already shaped them. It was a PJ mask, and I had already shaped them. I already had like the little, I don't know what they're called here. They had something, because their eyes are just popping out. So I was literally just already putting the eyes on it, okay? And I only had like an hour to package them up because the customer was coming. And next thing you know, they start cracking. They start cracking literally not from the sides, not from the back. They literally start cracking like in the front, okay? And the customer was gonna be here in 1 hour. And I'm like, crap, like, what can I do? And what are my options? And literally, I had no other options. I couldn't bake the cake all over again, roll them, shape them, because they are character cake pops. I knew they were going to take me hours to finish. So my last resort was to be honest with the customer. And I told her, I'm so sorry. The cake pops cracked from like in the face. And to me, they were a big deal. To me, it's like, we feel so bad. We feel so terrible. And the customer came, she goes, and I didn't want her to pay me. I was like, no, like, I just wanted for her to get the order for free. And I wanted to make things better. I wanted to make myself feel better. I felt terrible. So she was so kind. She goes, they look, they look fine. They look, she insisted in paying me. I said no. Anyways, so basically it's, at that moment, I couldn't do anything about it. It was a done deal. So it's about staying calm and analyzing the situation and what can I do? This has happened to me, what can I do with it? Okay? But don't react very, very negative. And we're human, so we're gonna get that feeling, obviously. But once more time, I'm gonna say it again, the more you act like that, the worse the situation is going to get. Okay? And I truly, truly believe that. Okay, so let me go up my, and I hope you guys are like taking notes and stuff, because I'm literally just getting started. And honestly, I don't know how long this is going to take. I hope I can do it within an hour, but yeah. Okay, so give me a second while I find my page here because I lost it. Okay. And talking about like negative vibes and all of that stuff, I don't know if some of you guys are involving your family in this, meaning your kids are helping you, your husband, your mom, your sister, your aunt, your grandma is helping you in the business, meaning like, for sales or even for custom orders, and they're packaging stuff for you. You have to keep in mind that you are kind of a director here, okay? So they are depending on you for you to direct them in what they need to do, okay? What is going to happen? You are the director, you are the boss, you tell them what to do, okay? You are the one that needs to stay calm, you are the one that's going to, keep them calm, okay? But if you are a mess, and if you are crying, and if you are like, I don't know what to do, if you're freaking out, guess what? They're gonna freak out, okay? And yes, there's gonna be some people that say, calm down, and they're not gonna understand the feeling that we're feeling, okay? And they don't understand that. They don't move the way we move because it's our business. They don't get it. They're there to just help you. That's it. But they don't understand that they gotta hustle. Okay. So going back to being overwhelmed and the bad negative feelings and negative thoughts and all of that, you're going to pass that on to your children or your husband or whoever's helping you, okay? And I am speaking from experience. I have done it to my kids multiple times. I actually just talked to them about that I was having a churro sale coming up. And literally my son, this is what my son said. Oh no, he's like, I still have PTSD from the last time. And I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like, calm down. And I even asked Kimberly and I said, what about you? Like, are you traumatized? She goes, I'm not traumatized, but I just don't want to do it. And why is because the way I directed, the way I carried the cell, the way, it was me. Okay? So I have learned to, first of all, get stuff done when I say I'm going to get it done. And not all the time, okay? Not all the time. I'm not perfect still. But you have to be able to direct them calmly. When things go bad, stay calm, okay? Don't freak out, because when you freak out, they freak out, okay? And also get sleep, okay? Because if you are not getting enough sleep, we are known, us bakers and us entrepreneurs, we are known to work till literally, we are team no sleep. That's what we call ourselves, right? Like, we hashtag all the time, team no sleep. And I just have learned that, man, when I don't sleep, the next day, I'm not right in the head. I can't function. And sometimes I keep it going. And trust me, the adrenaline just pushes me throughout the day. That I need to get it done, I need to do this, order to do, blah, blah, blah. But I know that as soon as it's all done, I crash, and there's been times where I just want to cry for no reason.
That's
like,
true.
She's a witness. I literally just want to cry. And I'm like, I don't know why. It's because I'm so tired. My brain is just not functioning correctly. And I have done even like sales and even pop-ups where I'm just like not all there. And because I'm not all there, I'm moody. And I give that, even though I try to stay calm, I give that vibe off to whoever's helping me. And guess what? They get moody. Me, Kimberly. So get sleep. Get sleep. It's very, very important, because the next day, maybe you're just like, well, it's just pickups. I don't need to sleep. Pickups are the worst, okay? So you need to sleep, because you need to function correctly. You need to be able to tell your helpers, your employees, whoever it is, what to do, how to do it. And if you're not right in the head, it's not going to happen, okay? So I keep doing that. I keep scrolling all the way up, all the way down when I don't mean to do that. Then I lose my place. Okay. So okay. There has to be okay. Here's something else, okay? So when I don't know if a lot of you guys have a full-time job or a part-time job, or have had a job before, or maybe you're just a stay-at-home mom, but when I went from working for a boss and working for myself, I knew that there has to be a lot of discipline. A lot, okay? Because when you're working for someone else, they're holding you accountable, right? They're telling you, this needs to get done, this, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, and I need you to do that, okay? So there's someone there telling you what to do. There's someone there holding you accountable, because at the end of the day, you have to show them, here's what I did throughout the day, okay? So when you start working for yourself, you don't have that. You don't have anyone telling you, this is what you need to do. So it's up to us, okay? And a lot of people tell you, like, I love, being my own boss, and I have said that many times, because I love the liberty. But there's also has to be discipline. And you need to know that you have this amount of days to work on an order. You have this amount of days for freedom. I will push hard this day. I would rest this day. But you need to get things done. You need to hold yourself accountable, because if there's not discipline, you're not holding yourself accountable, you're going to crash. You're going to crash, and you're not going to be able to build your business up, because you are not getting things done, okay? And I've known people that are trying to get their business up, but they spend a lot of days on those free days, and it's not going to work. You have to put in a lot of work. But you have to hold yourself accountable. And if there's not the discipline, the accountability, you're gonna have a very hard time, and it's not going to work. Okay, so okay, so let's talk about when you're running a cell. And this is all about running a cell. This is all, I'm linking it all together. Okay, so when you, let's say you're gonna run your first cell. I know many of you guys already run cells and you're like, I already know, but let's say it's your first time, your second time. Okay, it is okay not to know what's going to happen. Okay, you don't know what's about to happen. You don't know how it's going to go. And a lot of people are scared to do a cell because they get scared because they're like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how many orders I can take. What can I really pull off? So on. Hold on, you guys. I keep losing. Okay, I found it. First and foremost, if you already did your first cell, I just want to, clap yourself. Clap for yourself. Tap yourself. Clap. How do you say? Tap. What is this?
Pat yourself in the back.
Pat yourself in the. I said tap. Pat yourself in the back, because honestly, it's scary. Okay, and a lot of people never run their cells because they are scared and because they don't know what's gonna happen, what's going, what to expect. They don't know. And so first and foremost, be proud of yourself for actually doing the cell. And so you're allowed for the first, second cell, maybe the third cell, for it to be crazy. Okay, because you didn't know any better. You didn't know what to expect. You didn't know. It's just a learning process. Okay, but if you already been running a couple of cells and your cells are still all over the place and just super crazy and you're super stressed all the time, then something is going on. Okay, and it's not your customer's fault. It's not your family's fault. It's not your kid's fault. It's your responsibility. Okay, so after you run the first cell, the second cell, the third cell, you have to ask yourself, what did I learn? What didn't work? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your customers? And what will you do differently next time? Okay? And some of us already know the answers to this. We're like, yeah, I know I have to change this. I know that I have to do this. But the key here is, are you actually doing it? Or are you repeating the same thing over and over again? And I actually read somewhere that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's many of us, okay? Like literally, not just in sales, but in life in general. We do things the same way, and we're expecting a different outcome. That's not gonna happen, you guys. In order to see a different outcome, a different result, there has to be some changes, okay? So if you know what you need to change and you're not doing it, that's where the problem is. That's the issue, okay? And writing it down, not just writing it in your head and being aware up here, like, okay, well, I need to do this. No, write it down. What happened in this cell? Why was it so crazy? Analyze it. Well, I had this customer and I had whatever it was, okay? Also, not just write down what you learned, what you can do better, but also how much product did you use for this amount of strawberries or Rice Krispies, whatever you're making. Write it down, people. This will help you immensely for your next cell. Like, honestly, it will help you so much. And not just writing down what you learned and how much did you use of each product. Also, third thing is, how long did it take you to achieve this amount of orders? Okay, so you have to time yourself. Okay, the timing has to be there. Okay, and if you're like, well, I never time myself, well, this is it right here. Time yourself. Okay, so we're gonna say, for example, strawberries. Okay, so how long does it take you to dip 12 strawberries? And if you don't know the answer to that, or whatever, change whatever you are making. If you're making apples or cakes or whatever you're selling for the holiday, how many can I make in 1 hour? How many can I make? How long does it take me? You have to start there. You have to have a base. Because if you're just kind of running with your, what do you call it? Like a chicken without its head, you're going to be all over the place. You need to have some type of structure. Okay, so time yourself, ask yourself, how long does it take me to dip 12 strawberries? Okay, so then you're going, and this is all happening before you even put up a sale. This has to happen before, not once you put up your sale. Now you're trying to figure out what does that time frame look like. First, figure out, your limits, because if you're not limiting your sales, and if you're just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna take whatever orders come my way, and that's not gonna work. Okay, you're gonna be stressed, and you're gonna give customers a half-ass job because you didn't limit yourself and you didn't know your limits. It's very important to know your limits. Okay, so this, what I'm gonna give you the example is literally kind of estimates. Okay, I'm not like, you might say I can make them faster, or hell no, I cannot do them in 10 minutes. Okay, so like I said, you're just gonna replace. This is just an example. So you're just gonna swap off the times. Okay, so for 12 strawberries, let's say you take 10 minutes to dip 12 strawberries. Okay, so you're gonna ask yourself, well, how many can I dip in 1 hour? Okay, so if I know I can dip 12 strawberries in 10 minutes, I can probably dip about 72 strawberries in 1 hour. Okay, and this is just basic stuff. I'm not talking about detailed stuff. I'm not even talking about drizzles here. I'm talking about just dipping. Okay, so then you know that in 1 hour you can do 72. Okay, this is just a rough estimate. Okay, so then you're going to ask yourself, well, how much time do I have? I know that I have a job. I know that I have to go to school. I know that I have the kids. How long do I really have to get this done? How many hours do I want to give myself for this sale? Or, how much time do I have, basically? Okay, so let's say you want to do 6 hours. Okay, strawberries need to be done the day before or the day of. You know that. Okay, you can't do them 3 days in advance, all that stuff. It literally needs to happen the day before or the day of. So you have to time yourself. Okay, so I'm looking at my numbers so I don't get it wrong. So in 6 hours, you can dip 432 strawberries in 6 hours. And once again, this is just an estimate. So that's 36 dozen of 36 dozen. So that's 36 orders. Okay? And you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to work 6 hours. I'm going to get home from work at 4 o'clock. I'm going to start at 6 o'clock. Okay, from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. I'll work from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and in that time frame, I should be able to dip 432 strawberries. Okay, and this is you going full on, focusing on just dipping your strawberries, doing your orders. Okay, sometimes we time ourselves and we're like, let me see how many I can make in 1 hour, and you're just like, because you're in that zone where you're just gonna time yourself. But then what happens when we're actually working on the order? We're watching Netflix, we're watching the kids need something, and we're just we're going slower, we're taking our time. No. it's not gonna work. So you have to give yourself, this is the time that I'm gonna dedicate to my orders. I'm gonna put some music on, I'm gonna do whatever. Now, I know that a lot of us work late at night, and Netflix is the way to keep us up. But I really, truly feel that we work slower when we're watching Netflix. Okay? When I'm hearing a podcast and music, it's much different for me. It might be different for you, but for me, when I'm watching Hulu and all of that stuff, I am working slower. Okay? And I know it. Okay? I have watched other people, like my kids and all that stuff, help me, and they're watching stuff. And I'm like, you guys, they're not moving as fast as I know they could. Okay? So, going back to the timeline. So, I'm going to get home from work at 4 p.m. I'm going to give myself some time to, feed the kids or cook dinner, whatever it is. And then I'm going to start my work at 6 p.m. Okay? So I'm going to work from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay? And in those 6 hours, I should be able to dip 432 strawberries. Okay? And I'm going to get some sleep. Okay? You have to get sleep, you guys. You have to get sleep. I know that we're used to, and I understand, because I was the type to pull all-nighters all the time. But I hated myself the next day. My kids hated me the next day. I was just really moody, and I would hate it when I would have to take my kids to school, because I can't sleep in. My kids were going to school. I have to wake up. I have to take them to school. And Kimberly, it has been an amazing help, and she gets Emma up, and but at the same time, like, that's not her responsibility. That's my responsibility. And sometimes it was literally, I would wake up late. I would be so tired. I would just tell the kids, wake me up when it's like 7:25. Like, wake me up when 7:25, when I just literally have to walk out of the house, go to my car, and take them to school, and to get them school on time. But I wasn't really like making them breakfast. I wasn't like, Emma, fix your hair. Like, I'm talking from experience, okay? And there is people out there who are high performers. They can do that. They can like literally work and hustle and like literally like así, like they're just that type. You ask yourself, are you that type? Because I'm not. I am not a high performer like that. I need my sleep. I need in order for me to function correctly, in order for me not to be in a bad mood, I need to get sleep. Okay? And it took me years, you guys, to get it right, okay? And to finally realize, like, and I'm not talking about 8 hours of sleep, you guys. I'm talking about just get some sleep. Like, get some sleep. Not 1 hour, not 30-minute naps. Like, get some sleep. At least 5 hours. At least 5 hours, okay? So, anyways, going back to the timeline. Okay, so you're gonna go to sleep at 12 a.m., okay? And you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m. and probably have to feed the kids, all of that stuff again, and do what you have to do. And then you're gonna finish packaging, okay? And how long is it gonna drizzle? Like, how long is it gonna take you to drizzle? All of that stuff. So I'm saying all of this needs to happen either on paper, on your phone. Create the timeline so you know how many you can create, how many orders you can take with the amount of time that you are given. Okay. So another thing that I always used to like honestly do is I would literally finish exactly, let's say my pickups were at 5 p.m. I would literally, sometimes not, but I would be done at 5 p.m., like literally exactly at 5 p.m. And then I look so like I had not slept, I had not like taken a shower, I had not ate, I had not like, and people are texting me they're on their way, and then I'm just over here getting this order, and then I'm getting this, and does this order have this, and this is, and then I look so, I look crazy, and we are known to look crazy, okay? I've seen the mugs, I've seen the t-shirts, I've seen the clip arts of like us bakers with our hair like in a bun and just like looking like a hot mess, like that Barbie with their makeup on and stuff. Like, that's not healthy, you guys. And it's I honestly, and the same thing goes if you guys do birthday parties for your kids. It kind of is like the same thing, and I'm speaking from experience where I'm like, the party starts at 3 o'clock, and I know that I need to be done by 1 p.m. because I need to get myself ready, okay? If you're the type of mom that literally the guests are coming already and you're barely gonna go take a shower, like, yeah, no, okay? So if you know that your pickups are at 5 p.m., tell yourself, I need to be done by 3 p.m. because I need to go take a shower, I need to calm down, I need to have a moment to take a breather, and then deal with the pickups. Because if you're thinking, I'm done with the orders and that's it, you are totally wrong. For those that have experienced pickups, they're literally a whole other thing, okay? Once you are done packaging, you're not done. Pickups are, people are texting you, trying to figure out what's the order, so on and so on. So create a timeline. And this is just a rough draft, okay? I'm not saying this is the hard stone, like, schedule, and this is what's going to happen, and everything's going to go smooth, because there's going to be hiccups. And there's going to be things that are going to happen on yourselves. I'm guaranteed that something is going to happen. A small thing, a big thing, something is going to go wrong, okay? Because when we are taking out a big amount of orders, we're going to put an extra egg in something. Our kids are going to eat a strawberry. We're going to be short on flour. We're going to be short on butter. We're going to, something's going to happen, okay? And that's normal, and that is okay. But if you are already running super late, you're already stressed, you're already and this happens to you, you're just going to explode, okay? So you need to give yourself enough time to breathe and take it, not easy because it's hard. It's hard work. Running sales, it's hard work. But having that time to just, okay, this happened. What can I do? Okay, and I'm gonna tell you guys what happened to me. But um, create a timeline. Okay, once you create the timeline, then you can be like, I can take this amount of sales. And this is going to be different for everyone. If you come to me and say, well, Danira, I don't know how many I can take a day. Well, I don't know either. Because my life is different from yours. Okay, you might have to go to work. You might work part-time, full-time. You might have, 5 kids. You might have a husband that requires a lot of attention and doesn't really support your business. So you need to take care of him before you take care of your business. We have different lives. Okay, so I don't know what that looks like for you. So take the time to figure out, what can I do for a sale? How much can I take really? And give yourself enough extra time. Don't make it so tight. Give yourself some breathing room, okay? And that breathing room is going to come in handy when things go wrong, okay? So let me go back to my notes before I get off subject. Okay, so create a timeline, okay? And like I said, creating a timeline does not mean there's going to be all rainbows and unicorns and nothing's going to go wrong. Something's going to go wrong, okay? But having a structure is going to give you time to find a solution. It's going to give you time to breathe, okay? So let me give you an example, and this is what I was talking about. My cheesecakes. Okay, so I've been making cheesecakes for about 8 years. Okay, so I started making cheesecakes since I started. And I know how to make cheesecakes, and I have actually a class on how to make cheesecakes. So I decided to take a class on how to do a specific flavor, which was the strawberry shortcake cheesecake. And I tried it and loved it, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to sell this for Mother's Day. Okay, and I know that for Thanksgiving, I have sold like over 60 cheesecakes. And I know that I can get it done. But for this was a whole different method. I was using different pans. And the method of, it was like freezing it, all that stuff. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how long it was going to take me. It was, a lot of unknown territory for me. Okay. And I also Mother's Day was on a Sunday, and that same week I was launching the Stuffed Churro class, and I was doing lives that week, and I knew that classes are time consuming and I have to be there and so on and so on. So I knew that was going on too. So I didn't want to overwork myself. And so I did what I just told you. I created a timeline. Okay, and I knew that Monday through Wednesday, I was going to be busy. Okay, and then so that literally left me Thursday and Friday basically to get this done. Okay, and if you guys have taken my pumpkin cheesecake class, you guys know the pans that I use. Even my other cheesecake class, you guys know what the pans that I use. They're disposable. I have many of them. I can just stick them. For this cheesecake, it was different. There are specific pans, which I have here, and I'm going to tell you right now. So after creating my timeline, after figuring out how much time do I have, how many pans do I have, how much, fridge, space do I have, so on, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do 25 cheesecakes. 25, it sounds like a good number, and I feel like it's doable. I can do it. And I was like, 25 cheesecakes, I'll sell them for $45. I can make like $1,100, for the sale. Not profit, but $1,125. So I was like, that's good. Like for a sale, that's good. Like I can do that. Okay. And if you are like, well, you know what? If once you do the math, you're like, well, I can do 36 orders, and that's gonna give me like $500. But you know what? I need to make more money. Like I need to have more. I need to do a bigger sale. So then you're gonna ask yourself, okay, well, what can I do? Like, what can I change? What can I create? What does my timeline look like? How can I make more money? And you'll make the changes. For me, it was like, I'll make $1,100 and something, and that's a good amount for a sale for me. Like, that's good. So I kept it at 25. Also decided to do free delivery. So I am big on charging for your time. Your time is valuable, so on, so on. But I'm also aware of the situation that we're in right now with the COVID-19. And I put myself as a customer myself, and I'm like, I love to get stuff delivered. Okay, if I don't have to go out, and I don't have to go, like, even if it's curbside pickup, I'm lazy. I'd rather just stay home. If somebody can come and deliver for me, I will pay. And I was like, so I put myself as a customer, and I said, I'm gonna offer free delivery. Why free? Why didn't I charge? Because I'm in a place where I can do that. Okay, if you're in a place where you can offer free delivery, if you're struggling and you know what, you need to get paid for your time and your gas, that's totally okay. Okay, and the reason that I offered is because I'm in a place, in a position where I can do that. Like, that's my way of kind of giving back, and kind of like, I can do this for my customers. So I hadn't done delivery. I don't do delivery. So it was something new, and I didn't know how it's gonna go. I didn't know. Okay, but I decided to do that. I didn't know how long it was gonna take me to deliver 25 cheesecakes. So that's why when I posted the sale, for those that did see it, I didn't put a time frame. Okay, because for me it was about putting my sale up, getting the 25 cheesecakes to sell, and then having the customers text me their order, and then asking for their address to see what cities I was going to, like, what does that look like, who's ordering, who wants to pick up, who wants to do Saturday, who wants to do Sunday. So all of that took place after I posted my sale. Okay, so I saw that some people wanted to do Saturday, some people wanted to pick up, so I wasn't delivering the whole 25. I just had to deliver a few. So Saturday, I realized that, some of them were kind of not out of my area, because I did say within a 10, but they were like kind of on the other side. And I was like, okay, I'll deliver Saturday, and the few that are all kind of in the same area. Then Sunday, I'll deliver kind of like the other area. Okay, so I was like, it'll take me 10 minutes to deliver one cheesecake to another cheesecake to another cheesecake. So I said 2 hours. So I was like, I'll deliver between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like, that's my time frame. It'll take me 2 hours. 2 good hours to deliver 12. I should be good. And so I just told the customer when I was on my way, and everything worked out fine. And I did an hour and a half delivering 12 cheesecakes. So something that happened to me, my mishap was, it was Saturday, the day that some of the cheesecakes were due. I already had baked Friday. Okay, so Friday I spent the day baking half of the cheesecakes. Okay, so I have Fat Daddy-O pans, and I have Magic Line cake pans. Okay, and I decided to order more because I knew that I needed to do more. I needed the extra pans, and I was ordering from Webstaurant, and I saw cake pans there, and they were much cheaper. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just order from here. So I ordered them. So I baked my cheesecakes, all of them in there. Okay. Saturday came, Saturday morning. I was like, I need to take my cheesecakes out of the pan, because I need to get the pan so I can make more cheesecakes. I had such a hard time taking it out of the pans. Okay. I wanted to, like, just die. Okay. They were not coming out. Okay. And then when they would come out, they had like metal stains on it. Like, it looked like mold. And I was just like, my mom was seeing me struggle taking the cheesecakes out, and I feel like when people stare at me, I get even more like, and she goes, what, they're not coming out? And I'm like, no. And I try to just stay calm, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And finally I was able to take out the cheesecake. They came out finally after struggling with them. Some of them had metal stains on it, and I told myself, what am I going to do? Am I going to, so here are the pans. So this is one of the pans. And, okay, so I called the cake store, and I was like, do you guys have, so the pans that I need, 7x3. And they're like, no, we're out of stock. And I was like, and I know that I can put parchment paper. It was just a whole thing. And finally, I was just gonna give up, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna have to use these pans again and just figure out what's gonna work. Like, figure out another, route. And I got the idea to call another cake store. It was kind of out of my way. And I called beforehand and I said, do you have 7x3 pans? Or either Fat Daddy-O's or the Magic line. They're like, yes, we have in stock. So I literally, it was like a 30-minute drive, and I said, I went to go pick them up, and I spent, this is money that I did not count on. These pans right here, they were like $3.75. Compared to the Fat Daddy ones, these cost me almost $10 each. Okay, and I bought like 8 of them. So it was like $80 that I had not planned on spending, and time out of my, my time frame, my schedule. But the next day on Sunday morning when I had to take them out, just a breeze, bam, and they're just out. These, I guess, is really cheap material. And you guys, we scrubbed them, we washed them, and even after we scrubbed and washed hot water, I would run like napkins, and I could still see like the metal, the I don't know what's the aluminum. So definitely do not recommend them. So anyway, my whole story to this is mishaps will happen, okay? But because I had time to breathe and time to I just literally it meant for me to be baking later at night than what I wanted to. But you know what? I did it. I got sleep, and after that, everything went super smooth. I got all the orders out, and I delivered on time. And after my sale was done, it's important to write things down. Don't wait a whole week, because then a whole week happens and you're like, how much did I use of this? How long did it take me to do that? And you're kind of like that. So make sure you write it while it's fresh. Okay, so I did that. So for me, I wrote down how long did it take me to deliver, just in case I want to offer delivery again. How many cream cheese did I use? How much heavy whipping cream did I use? How much sour cream did I use? And this data is gonna help me for next time. Okay. So make sure you're writing all that down. Okay, so let's move on a little bit and limit what you are selling. Okay, so you have to pick at least 2 to 3. I like to stick with 1, but I know some of you guys like to offer different things, but don't offer so much. Okay, offering so much is going to create a lot of overwhelm and a lot of stress. So pick your top 3 best sellers, your top 2 best sellers. If you can stick to 1, then do 1. Limit the colors. Okay, when we are working on a sample, it's very easy for us to get caught in to make it look so beautiful and so colorful and adding so much details. And when you're making like a few of them, of course it's not gonna feel like forever, but when you have to make a lot of them, it's gonna overwhelm you, and you're gonna be like, why did I offer so many colors? Why did I offer different designs? So always try to limit the designs, limit the colors, and limit the products that you are offering. And some customers are always gonna want the one thing you're not offering. Okay, so let's say you're offering caramel apples, cheesecakes, and strawberries. Okay, that's your menu that you're gonna do for the holidays. There's always gonna be people saying, well, are you gonna do cake pops? What about sugar cookies? Like, I want sugar cookies. I don't want none of the stuff you're offering. Okay, and when you are starting and you are able to accommodate that, and if you have the time, then do it. But 95% of the time, you saying yes to those type of custom orders when you have a holiday sale, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna kick yourself in the butt, and what ends up happening is that you end up resenting the customer, you end up resenting the order itself because you said yes. And it's not the customer's fault, it's your fault for saying yes to that order. Okay, so a lot of the times too, what happens is when people want, let's say you're offering chocolate covered strawberries and you're offering milk chocolate and white chocolate, there's always going to be people that are going to ask you, can you make pink ones? Can you make red ones? Can you add a rose to that? Can you make it customized where I want the name of it and all that stuff? Once again, if you are just have 1 or 2 orders and you are able to just accommodate that, by all means say yes and do it. Okay, but if you have already amount of orders, you have this line of, the flow going of milk chocolate and white chocolate, and then you have to step out and color some chocolate because this customer wanted a specific color. you're gonna regret it. Okay, and I know and it doesn't sound like a big deal, because you're like, when you're in the moment, you're like, I just have to like color some white chocolate pink, like just do that in the moment. But when you have all these strawberries to do, whatever it is, and you have to step out of that and work on this custom order, you're not gonna like it. Okay, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt and you're gonna regret it. Okay, so, and what happens once again, you get like, oh, like, why did I say yes? Like, why do I have to do this? And it's your fault because you said yes to that order. Okay, so if you have been through it, you're like, yeah, I know that feeling, like, I know, but you continue to do it over and over and over again, it's most likely because you're a people pleaser. Okay, I'm a people pleaser. Or because you are hungry for the business and you are scared to say no, because you are scared that you're going to lose this customer forever, and you're scared to lose money. Okay, and it's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth the money for you to get like so stressed out. And what ends up happening so much when we go through this over and over and over again, where we feel customers drive us crazy and we're taking on these orders that we don't want to, we end up resenting the business itself, and we end up feeling like, this is not for me, this is not working, because it's so stressful. And it's on you. Like, it's our thing, it's our business, so we decide how to run it. We decide, what to say yes to, what to say no to. It's ours. Okay, and I know it's scary because we feel like the customer's always right, we have to please the customers, and yes, to a certain extent, yes, but when you know what's gonna happen, when you know that you're gonna regret it, that you're gonna resent it, that you're gonna be stressed, it's better to say no. Okay, because you're gonna give your best to the rest of the orders. You're not gonna be stressed, you're not gonna be like resenting, you're not gonna be kicking yourself in the butt. But it's something that I work very hard daily, you guys. I work on this honestly all the time because I'm a people pleaser. I hate saying no to people, but I'm the type that will be mad inside because I said yes, and the only one to blame is me. Okay, so and that's gonna take time. Okay, but it's gonna get easier the more you say no to those type of orders that it's just not worth it. You're gonna get better. You're gonna build your self-confidence. You're gonna know that just because you say no to that one customer, it doesn't mean your business is gonna go down. It doesn't mean you're gonna end up like not making money, like so on and so on. Those are just fears talking to us, but it's not reality. Okay, you're actually gonna run a better business when you start creating boundaries in your business. When you know that what you can create, what you can do, so on and so on. Once again, if you are able to accommodate this custom order, if you're able to accommodate because you have the time, then do it. Of course, do it. But not if you can't. If honestly, you're gonna know once the order hits and you're like getting the text message and you're just like inside, you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, say no, say no, say no, say no. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about pickups. Okay, let's talk about pickups, and I'm almost done. Okay, I don't want to take too much of your time. So let's talk about pickups. First, decide what is the best time for you to deal with pickups. Okay, once again, pickups are a whole extra thing. Like, they can be stressful. Okay, I know of people who like to have tight pickup frames, pickup times. I know about people that are more open. Okay, so there's no right or wrong way. You have to decide what works for you, your family, your situation, so on, so on. What works, okay? So for me, I like to be a little bit more open, okay? So I do usually 4 hours, 4 hours of pickup time, okay? I know that those 4 hours I need to be home, that I need to be dealing with customers, that I won't be able to be cooking dinner, and that time is dedicated to just pick up. So a lot of people don't like to dedicate those 4 hours or 5 hours, 6 hours. They like to just you have to pick up from like 4 to 6. That's the time frame. That's it. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You have to decide what works best for you. Okay, so For me, I usually do 5 to 9 pickups, because I feel people are getting out of work. Usually people are working in the morning, they want to work and they want to pick up in the evening. I want to offer them more, if they want to go home, make dinner, so on, they can pick up later on. So I do that, okay? Plus, I like that it gives me the morning and afternoon to finish whatever I need to finish. So I hardly ever offer morning pickups because for me, I like to have the morning to do. Sometimes I do, depending on the holiday. So once you set up a time, okay, once you set up your time, this is the time frame that I have from here to here, okay? There's always going to be people who are want to pick up here, but never between the hours, okay? That is bound to happen, okay? So once again, if you can accommodate it, go ahead, okay? Just know that sometimes it throws you off, okay? Dealing with morning pickups when you're supposed to be dealing with finishing packaging, having to deal with that one order that's gonna come pick up earlier, it throws you off. The same way with doing the custom orders, okay? So, and if once again you're dealing with people pleasing issues and you're just like, I can't say no, learn, okay? And for me it was hard. And once again, if I have the order ready and I know that it's not really gonna like affect me, it's not really gonna like, it's not a big issue, I'll say yes. I'll be like, sure, come and pick up. But it's only when I know that the order is done and it's not gonna throw me off, and then I'll do it. But if it's not done and I'm gonna have to rush to finish the order because this person's gonna want to pick up at 10 a.m. when it's not ready and I have to sit there and stress, I'm sorry, I can't. It's only from 5 to 9. And but once again, if you can make it work, then make it work, of course. But if you can't, then you can't, okay? Because you will end up resenting the order and the customer and the business, and you don't want that. That's not what you want to deal with, okay? Okay, so what you want to have when it's pickup time. So let's say your pickup was at 5 p.m. And once again, you want to finish, tell yourself, I'm going to finish at 4 p.m. Not 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Give yourself an extra hour to deal with mishaps, for you to go get ready, for you to go shower, for you to put some deodorant, some body spray, I don't know, change clothes. Give yourself that extra time, okay? So the orders need to have the name. If you are creating, if you're taking your orders through the website, print out the invoice. If you're more of a pencil and pen type of person, have the name, have the phone number, have the email, and have what they ordered, okay? That needs to be present in the order, okay? Don't go based off your phone only. It's just hard. Have the names and have everything, there, okay? And you guys, when I first started, and this is just for all my beginners who, not just beginners, but people who don't have, like you guys, I barely got this laptop like this year, which I have like, it's kind of dirty. I didn't have a printer. I didn't have none of that stuff because I wasn't raised in that type of family where I had laptops and I had printers and I had like, I didn't have access to all of that. And once I started making a little bit of money, then I started investing in it and getting stuff like that. But for a long time, I ran my business with a journal and a pen. And literally, that's where I would take my orders, and that's where I would write down the name, the total. Like, that's how I worked for many years. So don't think that you need to have this, how to invoice people and, the programs, all of that. You don't need that. Is it nice to have them, and is it more organized, and is it more helpful? Yes. But if you don't have it, you can still run your business without it, okay? But save some money and then invest to buy those programs, or buy a laptop, buy yourself a printer so you can print out your invoices, your orders, so on, so on. Anyways, going back to the subject. So have the stuff printed out, okay? So for me, and I've said this many times, but in case you haven't heard, I like to send friendly messages to my customers who are picking up. So let's say their order is due for tomorrow's pickup. Okay, so today I will spend some time, even though I'm busy and even though I'm working on orders, I will give myself that time to send out friendly reminders. Okay, so I like to send out text messages. Okay, so if you're taking your orders through email, then if that's the way you communicate with your customers, then do email. I do text message a lot. So I send out text messages and I literally tell them there, you know, pickup is tomorrow from 5 to 9, friendly reminder, 5 to 9. Text me when you're on your way. Pretty much give them directions. Okay, you need to give them directions, because if you don't give them directions, then they don't know what to expect. They don't know what they need to do. You know, so I don't like to use social media to remind my customers that pickup is from here to here, because even though I'm on social media all the time, that doesn't mean my customers are on social media 24/7 like I am. So I like to send out text messages. And I let them know, please text me when you're on your way tomorrow. Okay, so pickup is happening, and some people will text me, I'm on my way to pick up my order. So I get their order ready, and it's literally near the door. And you know, some people don't follow directions and they just show up. Okay, not a big deal. I deal with it and I just say, what is your name? And it does take a little bit of, like, let me find the order, and a little bit of minutes doing that. Not a big deal. So I deal with, you know, what is happening. If there's a lot of, you know, I see a lot of repetitive stuff, I need to figure out what am I not doing right? Like, what am I not communicating correctly? How can I change the wording? Because obviously, a lot of my customers are not paying attention. A lot of my customers are doing the same thing. It's not their fault, okay? It's something I'm doing. What can I do? Ask yourself. It's not always about blaming the customer, okay? It's about, if you're seeing something repetitive happening to you, it's you. It's the way you are communicating, the words you are using, okay? So for me, if I see it happen once in a while, like here and there, people just show up, and some people tell me like, oh my gosh, I forgot to text you when I was on my way. We're human. Totally okay. I'm not gonna be like, it's fine, you know? So give them directions. Tell them how you want to run it. What do you expect? What do you need them to do? Be very clear about it, okay? Don't, your customers are not mind readers, okay? They don't, you know. So let's say it's, my pickups are ending at 9 p.m. and I have 5 orders that I have not picked up. It's 8:30 and they haven't picked up. So I don't go on social media and I say pickup ends in 30 minutes. I send out reminders to those 5 people, okay? And I'm like, just a friendly reminder, pickup ends at 9 p.m. And that's it. Some people will be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Thank you so much for the reminder. They'll come and pick up. Other people are like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not going to be able to pick up. Is there any way I can pick up tomorrow? Okay? That's going to happen. Okay? We're dealing with humans. We are human. Okay? And I appreciate the friendly reminders. I appreciate, you know, I put myself as a customer. You guys, just because we are busy as business owners and we're dealing with the sales and we have so much going on in our heads, that doesn't mean that the customer doesn't have a life either. They have a life. They have kids, they have a husband, they have to cook, they have responsibilities on their own. Okay? So I get it. I get that they forget. Okay, we are adults, yes, they should put it on the calendar, yes. But I put myself in their shoes. And sometimes if I don't get a friendly reminder about something, and I know that I need to pick up later today, but life happens between now and then I forget. And then I'm like, oh, I was supposed to go, you know? So I get it. Okay, so be compassionate, be kind. We're human, okay? And the more you are compassionate to them, the more you are kind to them, you'll get that back. 100%. Not all the time, but most likely you will. Okay, so, and if they want to pick up the next day, I analyze the situation. Is this a customer that has ordered from me before? Has she flaked before? Has she, you know, so on and so on. If it's a customer that has never ordered from me before, then I'll be like, I can hold it for you tomorrow, but you need to send the payment, either through Zelle, Venmo, whatever payment you want to offer. I'm going to hold it for you. If they say, no, I don't have none of that, then you have to, there's no right or wrong, okay? You have to analyze the situation. It's your business. You either want to hold it for them, or you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going to have to sell it. I'm going to have to sell it to someone else. So you analyze it and you deal with however you want to deal with the situation, okay? So basically, to wrap it up, I am done, you guys. I'm done. You are in charge of your business, okay? It's if something's not working, it's most likely us. Something that we are doing is not working. So we need to fix it. We can't continue running the business, running the sales like this if it's not working. If you every sale you're like, this is not working, like this is not working, and they're doing this and they're doing that and they're not getting this and they're so on and so on. Sit down, analyze, what can I do? Like, what am I doing that I'm not communicating correctly? What can I change? What can I do differently? I know that I work this way, so what can I do to accommodate, the way I work and the way my customers are, so on, so on. But it's up to us, you guys, us, okay? And the only way you're going to run smoother sales is analyzing your previous sales, okay? Analyzing what went wrong, what went good. Let me keep going. Let me keep doing this because this is awesome. This worked. This didn't work. But change it. Not just analyze it and be like, okay, well, I know what I need to do. But the next time you do the same thing, change. Execute change. Okay, take action. Because I don't want you guys to end up resenting the business and resenting yourself and resenting the customer, and it's you feeling that it's not worth it and you giving up because you feel so stressed. That's not the way it's supposed to go. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, start commenting and I'll pay attention in case I don't know, if something I didn't mention or something you're curious about. I'll stay here for a few minutes and we can talk if you guys have any questions, okay? So what if the order is already paid for but they don't pick up? Jacqueline, I think maybe, honestly, to be honest, I don't deal with a lot of flakes. Don't get me wrong, they are there and people don't pick up. I don't keep it. I'm not like, if I reach out to the customer and I'm like, your order is, ready, and if it's something that's not gonna be good the next day, I'll sell it. And because I'm not gonna hold on to it, like it's just gonna go to waste. And so I'll reach out a few times, not just once, and wait a few hours for them to respond, and then I'll send them a message and I'll say, you didn't pick up your order, so I have to like sell it. And some people are gonna get really upset, some of them are not. And it's gonna be once again, it's gonna be up to you to analyze the situation and be like, you know what, I'll just give her the refund back, give her money back because I don't want to deal with that, and then learn and not take orders from her again, or keep the money and they didn't show up. You did the work and they didn't show up. Okay, so I don't see any more questions, you guys, and I don't want to keep you guys longer here. And but if I see any other comments afterwards, or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave your comments and let me know how I can help you. And I hope this was helpful. And good luck with what's coming up. There's something like graduation and Father's Day is coming up. So I hope you guys analyze yourselves and hopefully run it smoother. And because I strive to always just run myself smoother. Not every time is like that. I drive people crazy, you guys. So I'm not perfect, but I try to like see, what went wrong and what can I do to fix it. Okay, so I hope you guys have an awesome Thursday and awesome weekend, and good luck on your orders if you have a lot of orders. And this can also be applied to your custom orders, okay? Do your timeline, analyze, give yourself time, and honestly, time yourself. If you're not timing yourself, start there. Start there because that's going to help you with your custom orders as well. Okay? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.